You gonna say it? Sure, Joshy.
Tell me about that fantasy again. The Twinkie up your ass.
Twinkie up your ass.
That Twinkie up your ass.
Welcome to Uber Sales. Don't shoot the driver. I don't know what's going on with these guys.
That drink.
Shoot it all over us?
Well, no, I would have made sure it went that way. Towards you, Bobby.
How would you do that? Your one little hand would shoot it all
I'll
that
move
way?
his chair.
You move his chair. I got this tiny little hand.
Yeah.
No, we didn't know that Brad has, what's it called when you can move things with your mind?
Telekinesis.
Yes,
Telepathy?
telepathy. Yeah, he can just
Telekinesis.
move his spit
Damn
and
straight.
shoot it at me. He's a
What,
Jedi.
I didn't tell you that?
We didn't know you were a Jedi.
Oh, I swear I did.
Yeah.
I just realized your
Use
hands
the
are small,
Force,
I'm
Brad.
not.
Use the Force, Brad. All right, he's showing us his hands. My hands aren't tiny. They're freaking
They're not small.
huge.
They're average size.
They're huge. Huge
Sure.
hands. All right, where are we going today with this beautiful, crazy world? We're talking to Brad today, is that right?
Last I checked, yeah.
This
Yes.
is Brady Brad.
This is Brad's story, and it's one fateful night. What was it, a night, day?
I don't work that late. I'm not Josh.
That's right. Was it? But was it during
Yeah,
the day? You do day stuff. Too.
Yeah, so weekends I try to work more of the days, especially like Sundays, because those are days that people are traveling back and forth. So you usually get pretty good rides pretty early on. So I try to work early on Sunday mornings. So this starts out. I was starting out about 10, 11 o'clock. It was my third ride of the day, so it was by the time I did my first two.
10, 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, in the morning.
In the morning. Okay.
So it was about, by the time I got this guy, it was like 11:45, 12. So I'm up in Park City. I get this ride request. It was kind of a cheap ride, but it was a short ride. So I was like, okay, I'm not too terribly worried about it.
Cheap ride.
Yep.
Cheap ride.
Like a $5 one?
Yeah, it was like $5-6. I don't know. I think
All
I
right.
can't remember.
So it's probably going to be a short ride, too.
Yeah. So obviously the amount is determined by how far it is. So
Yeah.
that's how you can kind of know.
So you're thinking this is a quick, easy,
Yeah, so I was like, okay.
no-brainer. Get
Yeah.
rid of them.
So just
You drive up. What's
Exactly.
going on?
So I pull up to this house, it's like an apartment complex, condo, whatever you want to call it. And I pull up and I'm waiting for this guy. And this short guy, probably maybe 5'5", 5'6".
Oh, yeah, now be careful.
Right.
Yeah,
I know,
okay.
I was
Yeah,
treading
as
water
long as
there.
he's-
Bob-
yeah, as
Bobby
long as
over
he's
here.
shorter
Right.
than me, then it's good.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, there we go. Officially, that is shorter than me, just so you all know. out there.
Absolutely. Good to know.
I am average height. On the lower side, but still average.
Okay.
That's why I wear my 2-inch heels. I got them on right now.
Bobby's wearing heels, huh?
Oh, I should have angled the camera.
Oh, you should have.
Go ahead, Bobby.
They got 2 inches, man.
Oh, man.
All you need is 2 inches, Bobby.
They got. Jeez. Jumped right into that one.
You did. Too easy not to. I was waiting for Josh
2
to
inches?
actually say it, but
Oh, shit. Just kidding.
where did you hear that?
I'm just kidding.
It's an extension.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right,
Get
so
on
the
with
little bitty fella comes up.
Little bitty fella. You can tell he's kind of just a mess. Like the way he's coming in, like he's just
He's
kinda
coming
like,
in hot.
Yeah, you
a
can
hot
say
mess.
that.
He's a hot
You can
mess.
say that.
What does he got going? What does he got on?
So 5'5", 5'6", like his hair's not even done. He's got big Coke bottle glasses.
Oh, perfect.
Just kind of just disheveled. Just
Revenge
kind
of the Nerds.
yeah, you can kind of say that.
What's his name? What's the name we're going to go with?
Harry.
Let's go with Igor.
Igor. So Igor with the Coke bottle glasses.
Coke bottle
So I'm
glasses,
looking.
yeah.
I'm thinking like an Einstein type of hairdo. What are you saying when his hair's not done?
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of say like.
Was
I mean,
it kind of longer?
It's shorter hair, so I mean, it was just kind of there, kind of like.
Looks like Joshua's with it standing up there.
Yeah, if it was just more just like down and not put together.
Not put together. Are you saying Joshua's put together?
When isn't he? He's a little prissy bitch.
That took a turn. That wasn't what I expected.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Shit.
That was perfect, Brad. Okay,
Fuck it.
so here he comes.
Fine.
Igor is coming
Igor's
to the car. What kind of shirt
Little
does
Igor.
Igor have on? Is it a T-shirt? Is it a button-up?
Honestly, I don't remember. I'm gonna say it was like just a black shirt because
Okay.
Yeah.
Black shirt. Nothing stood out to you. Jeans,
No.
slacks.
Nothing. No, I mean, so
You
as
could
it
care
turns
less
out-
about anything.
Yeah,
You
I wasn't
weren't
really paying
looking,
attention.
you're like,
I'm-
oh my gosh.
Right.
It's funny how you know the details of the hot girls, but you don't
of
know.
course.
You don't know the details.
Well, he gave us
of
some
the
good details. Ball neck glasses,
Well, that's
fucked up hair, a little guy.
little fella.
Right.
His name's Igor.
Igor. Boy, that's pretty good. I hope he's
Well, I
listening.
had to come up with something unique.
Okay.
Because this guy is pretty unique.
Okay.
Gets
Gets in the car. Opens
gets in the
door.
car, and I'm like, "Hey, what's
In
going
the
on,
back.
buddy?" Yeah, in the back seat. Thankfully, no complex there, so he didn't hop in the front seat. So I agree to him. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on, buddy?" And he's kind of like,
You
"What?"
said, buddy.
"Yeah."
Okay.
So I could tell, I mean, you can tell every now and again,
some
Josh,
people.
like,
yeah,
he
I
can kind of get away with like saying certain things or
yeah.
different greetings.
Yeah, I
so.
call people pal sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, how's it going, pal? You know.
Okay.
So I
Buddy.
what
pal.
up, buddy? So how's it going? And well, it's going. I'm just on my way to work.
Is
Sounds
that
like
how
a stupid
Igor
ass.
sounds? I like
That's
it.
how he talks.
Something like
You
that.
sound like a what?
He sounds like a stupid ass.
Just very monotone. Just very
Okay.
just even
Oh shit,
keel.
sounds
Just
like me then.
damn straight. Oh fuck! Is this story about you, Josh?
Was I there with the bottleneck
Maybe.
glasses on my way to work?
And he cut his
Incognito.
knees off.
Maybe.
Get down to
Grew like
5'5".
6 inches shorter.
So you could tell he was just very just monotone, just very there. So it was probably like maybe a 5 to 7 minute ride, so it wasn't very long.
Personality-wise, just
Yeah,
seemed
kind of very
same
dry.
as monotone, just very
Yeah,
just nothing.
Yeah, just not much
Nothing
there.
interesting about this person.
No. So I was like, well, that's cool. Where do you work? And so he tells me where he works. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So
What kind of work does he do?
he's in retail. So
okay.
yeah, so
He's
He-
selling shirts.
he worked at a retail
And
shop
slacks.
up in Park City, and I don't want to kind of give the area, but
Obviously.
there's a lot of good stuff up there, like shopping wise. So he was in this shopping.
Also, it was kind
complex.
of a higher end.
No,
Okay, no.
No?
All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
no,
Ross's.
maybe I don't know.
Coles.
There you go.
We
We're
don't
gonna
have
say
it up
it
there, but yeah.
No, Burlington. We just
know.
start throwing
Coke
shit out.
factory.
Honestly, I don't even remember the name of the show. The shop. I think it was just some just like one-off store.
Okay. There we go.
Mom and pop place. Okay.
All
Yeah, you
right.
can kinda say
And
that.
you're taking him to his work?
Taking him to his work.
Okay.
So I was like, well, I told him, he tells me that he's running late for work. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry, man. I'll try to get you there as soon as I can. So I asked him, I'm like, so when were you supposed to be there? Mind you, it's like 12 at this point. And he's like, well, I was supposed to be there at like 10 this morning. I'm like, damn.
2 hours.
There's no
That's-
amount of
that's
driving
not
faster
late.
that I'm
That's
going to
just-
help you out.
That's just like super late. So
That's
I was
like you should have just called in late.
right.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, whatever. So he proceeds to tell me that he's like, yeah, I just got promoted. I was like, well, that's cool. He's like, yeah, but I've actually been late the last 3 days since I got promoted. I'm like, oh,
No,
okay.
you don't fucking say.
Right. Like
He's
and-
as bad
yeah,
as me, right?
Absolutely, dude. Is he your cousin?
this is why I don't work 9 to 5 jobs.
There you go.
So he's talking to me and he's telling me, he's like, yeah, so I haven't been sleeping well, so I switched like the sleeping aids that I was using, so I'm hoping that today's my last day. I'm hoping that I can get back on my normal routine.
Today's his last day of taking sleeping pills? Or what
for
is
the
it?
work week. So
Oh, okay.
so this was like his Friday. So he has the next 2 days off.
Okay.
So I was like, well, okay, well, I hope you can get that, squared away. So it was such a short ride. Like we had that kind of conversation, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, my boss is the best. He's just an awesome guy. I have the best boss in the world. He's really cool to work for. He's very understanding, this and that. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So by that point, I had dropped him. I pulled up to the location of where his store was. And
wow, so far this
let
does
him out.
not sound like it's gonna be a bad
Sounds
situation.
like a boring,
Yeah.
basic ride.
Yeah,
Normal,
it sounds like
generic ride.
a ride that you wouldn't be talking about on the show.
Exactly.
I'm just setting it up. That's interesting.
Right. So, I mean, I let him out, and that was that. So I didn't think anything of it. I was done. I was moving on.
Bye-bye, Igor.
Yeah, bye-bye,
Right,
Igor.
on to the next.
See you later. On to the next.
Okay.
So I leave, and I start driving away, and I get about 5 minutes away, and I get a call, and it's Uber, and I can tell the number because I've had this call before.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a call, and it's from Uber, and it's Igor, and he's like, "Hey, I think I left my sweater in your back seat." And I was like, I looked back, and I was like, "Yep, I see it. It's there." So I was like, "Well, I can bring it by to you right now." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I turn around because I'm on Highway 224, which is going a little bit towards Park City. So I'm going to Park City. I make a U-turn, flip around, and I have him on the phone with me still. And he's like, "Well, can you take my number down?" And he keeps on insisting that I take his number down so I can call him when I'm there. And I'm like, "Dude, I'm driving. I can't take your number."
Yeah.
And I was trying to tell him, like, take my number down, text me, and I'll let you know when I'm there. It took a minute or two for him to understand how to do that. So I'm like, okay.
He doesn't understand you're driving?
No, he didn't get it.
That's weird.
He don't give a shit. Is
Yeah,
what it is.
basically
He don't
it's
care
like,
that you're driving.
I don't care. Take my number. This is what I need.
All you
got
to do is you're right there. Text
Exactly.
me. I'm giving you my number.
Exactly. He didn't understand that. So
Okay,
finally got him to
so
get it.
red flag 1, this dude is not cohesive.
Well, red flag number 1 is he forgot his shit in my car. No, red flag 1 is
like,
he's late
fucking
for
late
work.
2 hours to work.
Red flag.
flag
Okay,
2.
so this is like
And his
red
hair's-
flag 7.
His hair's
Oh, my God.
undone.
Yeah. All right. So red flag
bald
7.
like
They're- and they're escalating now. The red
Exactly.
flags are
Yeah.
escalating.
So I'm like, he finally gets it, and so he texts me his number right after I get off the phone with him. So I'm like, cool, got his number.
And you're almost there.
So I'm like 5 minutes away at this point. So I'm on my way, and I pull up to the store, and there were some handicap spots right in front, but I knew I wasn't going to be very long, so I just pulled up and kind of angled in because it was all 45-degree parking. So I kind of took up 2 handicap spots to just kind of hurry and deliver his sweater and then just kind of like move out of the way and then just move on. Well, Igor decides to make me wait like 5 minutes.
That's awkward.
So I'm
Especially
like,
if a
dude,
cop pulls
come
up.
on. Exactly. So I'm like, dude, can't park
You can get
here.
fucked.
Like, come on, let's go. I want to
big
get the
Can
hell
you
out of
just
here.
pull out and just be on the road?
No, like, because kind of where it's at,
A lot of
He said
cars.
it's all.
can't,
He said it's
yeah.
like 45-degree angle parking, so
you can't really.
you're not going to be able to.
I would be in the road at that point.
Yeah.
I'd be blocking
You'd
traffic.
be blocking traffic.
You just drive around and around.
Well,
of course, that's
a waste of my
using up
time.
your electricity.
Exactly. So I'm waiting for him after like 5 minutes. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go in and just give him his sweater, and I can be done with this. So I get out of my car. I'm walking to the front of the store, and as I open the door to the store, he's like 10 feet in front of me. And so I'm like, oh, cool, here he is. Tossed him in his sweater. Didn't think anything of it. Shut the door, walked away.
So
and
you
that
said,
was that.
"Hey, how's it going?" And you threw him the
No,
sweater.
I didn't even say hey. I opened up the door. He's 10 feet in front of me. Tossed
he
him his
see
sweater.
you?
Yeah, he saw me.
So he was
Yeah, like he had a
caught
smile
it?
on his face. He's like,
He
oh.
caught it.
Oh, so he knew it was you though.
He knew it was
Okay.
me. Yeah. So he saw me. We made a connection. I tossed him his sweater, underhanded, and
So you
Left
didn't
it at
roll
that.
it up in a ball and throw it at him as hard as you could.
why would I do that? No. So I just shut the door.
because he's a
Nah,
dick.
Yeah.
it is what it is. I mean, I
You
can't
throw
control
it on the
people.
ground, stomp on it for a
I
little
would have
bit.
fucking. You guys ever see where they put the towel between their legs?
Oh, yeah.
Do a
Here's your
floss?
effing.
Here's your sweater,
Sweater,
back,
baby.
fucker. Make me wait.
So you literally you threw it at him, then you just turned right around
Yeah,
and went
I
out
just
the door.
shut the
'Cause
door.
You
And
were
I just
half
walked away.
the-
Yeah, I
half
wasn't
in
even
the door.
inside the store yet. Like I had just opened the door. I hadn't
There
even
was,
stepped
hey,
through.
but you didn't say, "Hey, dude,
No.
here." You
No, I
just
just-
threw it at him.
No, I didn't throw.
Why
I
wouldn't-
underhanded it to him.
But why didn't you say, "Hey, yeah, here you go"?
I don't know. I didn't think of it. He saw me. He
Hey,
smiled. I was
Igor,
like, okay.
here's your sweater, bitch.
I didn't think
Underhand or
anything of
whatever
it.
you want.
You didn't
That
think
is what it
anything
is.
of
I guess Brad was just. He was like, I gotta move. I gotta
Yeah,
move
like, I
my
mean-
Yeah,
car's
you've been
in-
there for 5 minutes.
My
5
bigger
minutes
thing
and
is
his
like,
car's
if
in
I
handicap,
one, I'm
so.
parked illegally. Two, if I get a ride request, I gotta go. I'm not waiting for this fucker.
Yeah.
3, I'm just ready to be done with this situation.
Okay.
So for me, I'm just like, okay, here, I'm done.
And
See
then you
later.
turn around. You don't see a look on his face after that or anything. You just literally are gone.
Did he catch it, Brad?
You already know the answer to this. He did catch it,
Good.
but
Okay, good.
he caught it with his face.
Wait, what? He caught it with his face.
See?
as I threw it, he wasn't paying attention that I was throwing it, and he just kept on walking. So he didn't put up his hands. He didn't do anything, and it just hit him right in the face.
He didn't ever have no siblings that tell him put your hands up when someone throws something at
So
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you give him a hey, here, dude?
you. Yeah.
It's something, anything.
that's on him, man. That's not on me.
So you toss it to him,
But it was a
motherfucker
light
eats sweater.
toss. It was like, I'm not like you said, Bobby. I'm not fucking making a ball out of it and like throwing a pitch at him. I just tossed it lightly and it just hit him in the face.
Okay.
So I didn't think anything of it. I was like,
And
fuck
you
it, I gotta
didn't-
go.
You didn't say, oh, sorry, dude, or nothing.
That's on him if he can't catch. That's not on me.
This is that where we say Brad's an asshole. He's like, it's on him.
That's on him.
I can throw,
Put your
but you
hands
can't
up.
catch. Fuck you.
Dude, if only he was a little taller, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It was about
Maybe
that
that's
height
what I
for
didn't
Brad.
take into
Yeah.
consideration.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a little fella.
Yeah.
I mean,
we
I am
tossed it.
5'11", so I mean, there's that 5-inch
go.
difference.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, then what happened?
So I just went about my day. I didn't think anything of it. So
Okay.
Uber will actually give you a lost or returned item fee if you return an item to a passenger of something that they left in your car. Now, it's not a lot, but it's $20.
Yeah,
So
feels
I was
something.
like, he wasted my time. I'm
It's
going to get my
20
$20.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If someone leaves an item in your car and you return it to them, Uber will.
Did
compensate
Uber
you.
charge them?
Yes. Uber does charge them.
Aha. So there's an issue there.
I don't know. I mean, that's on him. So I mean, I'm doing him the favor of returning his item. I think it's only fair that he
It
makes
is,
me go out of
yeah.
my
Well,
way.
yeah. I mean, he's
2,
taking
he's
away
wasting my
money.
time.
Yeah,
He's taking
he's-
time as money. when you
Exactly.
break. Yeah.
And
which
3,
is, I think people probably don't even think about that.
Oh, they
you're,
don't.
you're just there for them that one time,
Exactly.
and it doesn't matter anything else about your day or what's going on or that you need to go to the next place or any of that stuff. It was just
This
you
is
Yeah.
true. They don't
doing
Exactly.
your
They don't.
job for him.
exactly. I'm his little bitch in their eyes.
Yeah.
And it just drives me nuts.
Well, that's true.
So that's partially
Brad, you're our little bitch.
depends on what it
Remember
is.
that Twinkie thing?
No, that's
Wait, where'd you
what,
come
what,
up
you,
with this?
what you do with your Twinkie is all you, Bo.
Yeah,
Why'd you call me Bo?
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. That's usually my name, but no. Oh,
Ew. So
I'm
you
still.
went,
I don't even know that one, Bobby.
you went on.
Twinkie.
Bob's like,
Twinkies
where
are
is
soft
the Twinkie?
and mushy. I don't understand.
So I'm gonna fucking die in this room.
Oh man.
So you went on with your day.
So I
and
totally went on with my
with
day.
normal
Didn't
day.
think about it.
Nothing.
No,
Anything?
so I'm Ubering,
You're
and
in La La Uberland.
yeah, I mean it's actually it's shaping up to be a good day. Lot going on, lots of good rides, and I end up making my way down to Salt Lake because I got an airport ride, and I get to the airport, pick somebody up or drop somebody off, pick somebody up, take them downtown, get a few more rides downtown, and by this time it's like 6:00, and Igor told me that he had to work till 5. So I was like, okay. And I'm doing my rides down in Salt Lake, and all of a sudden I get blocked out of my account. I can't go online. I can't do anything. I can't accept any more rides. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I call Uber, and they're like, oh, your account has been blocked. I'm like, well, what the hell does that mean? And they're like, well, it's being reviewed by our safety team. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Nobody would give me an answer. So I try this for like a good 30, 40 minutes and nothing. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I finally get a message in the Uber app from Uber saying, hey, we're investigating an incident that happened to you between like the weekend, so the last 3 days. They're like, something's
But it was that
happened.
day.
So they
It
just
was that day.
donated within the
they're
last
like,
3 days.
if you have any video or anything to support something, then we may ask you for it at a later date.
But look how fucking vague that is. They said in the
So
last 3
vague.
days.
And it was that day that
And it was that day.
But he doesn't know. He does
And I
not
don't know.
what
I
the
have
incident is.
no
because
idea.
Uber
Yeah,
just
when
told
we
him-
talked, you had
Yeah.
you're like, I don't know, I got blocked. I have
And I'm
no
like,
clue why.
what the hell is going on? I have no idea.
Yeah.
So this was on a Sunday. I didn't hear from. I messaged Uber like 4 times that day trying to get some answers. I called them twice, still didn't hear anything. Finally on Monday, I get told, "Oh, well, somebody will contact you by end of day." I messaged them again, still didn't hear back from them. Messaged them another 3 times, didn't hear back from those messages. And finally, I called them Tuesday morning, so 3 days later, and I was talking to somebody from Uber, and they called me on the other line, and they were telling me that this was the incident that happened. The guy tried to say that I balled up his sweater and
I
threw
called
at him.
it.
You
I
did.
called it. You
You
balled
did.
it up. I knew it.
Yep.
But he
Jerk.
didn't ball it
But
up.
I didn't.
But he said you did.
But he said I did.
Just like
And
I
he
did.
said I aggressively threw it at him and it knocked his glasses off. So he filed a complaint with Uber
That he was assaulted?
that he was assaulted.
Wow.
Such bullshit.
Wow.
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 That's what you get for not being super nice, Brad.
I'm always nice.
Except for you should have said, "Oh, dude, here's your."
Hey, you
You
know
should have
I love
fucking
you, man.
folded it for him. You should have offered to get dry cleaning for that
Yeah,
sweater
you should have
for
got on your
Right.
knees and held it
Yeah.
up like
just
that.
presented it to him.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Here is your sweater.
You know,
Come on, Brad. Don't you know how to be socially inept? No,
I
that's
am.
the wrong word.
Don't you know how to be a little bitch, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Your bitchiness.
Yeah, I
That
don't
isn't right. I am.
Bobby, you're
I'm
off.
not. Yeah, I'm off. That's
You're
not,
off today,
it's not
Bobby.
working.
Bobby, sip your energy drink.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. I'm a little bit energied up right
going.
now.
too high
My
functioning
words
right now.
are that's what it is.
Too jittery.
So what happened there? You're
Yeah.
like, oh, that douchebag.
So
What-
yeah, like
yeah,
so
what
when the
happened?
guy called me, he's like, "Do you remember an incident that happened on Sunday?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Can you be more specific?" He's like, "What about between this time and this time?" I was like, "No." He's "What about something with a sweater?" I said, "Yeah, I returned a sweater to a guy." He's like, "Well, can you tell me more about that?" And I told him, I was like, "Yeah, exactly as I explained it to you guys." This guy called me and I explained everything to him, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell the big deal is, and that's when he told me. He's like, yeah, he
wadded it
said
up and
that
threw it
you rolled it up in a ball and threw it at him and assaulted him. I said, the hell I did. I said, but if you wanted me to, I would have.
You said that?
No, I wish I would.
Yeah, exactly.
If he wanted me to,
Yeah.
But I mean, dealing with Uber, I was like, fuck, okay, I gotta walk the line and
so you
Yeah.
told
Get to the
him that
bottom of
you
this.
did
Yeah.
throw it, pitch it to
yeah,
him.
I told him. I said I underhanded it to him, and I just handed it to him. He just
and he walked into it. Did you
Pretty
tell
much.
him that
Yeah,
he walked
I did.
into it and it
Yeah.
wrapped around his face?
well, it didn't wrap around his face. It just hit him in
know.
the face and fell down.
But he caught it.
No,
fall-
he didn't.
It fell
fell
on the
down.
floor.
Yes,
It fell on the
it
floor.
fell on the floor.
Oh, dude.
So
yeah.
that's not on me. That's
oh,
on
that
him.
no, that's totally you. You're an asshole.
So-
oh my gosh.
But the question is, did those fucking bottle cap glasses fall off his face? Did you
No.
see glasses
I don't.
fall
I
off
didn't
his
see
face?
anything fall off his face.
He said that
He said that I knocked off his glasses,
You knocked him so hard with his sweater, his glasses
Right.
flew off his face.
and it's not like it was even a thick sweater. If anything, I think it was like a vest,
it was his vest for
like
work.
a light,
was his
light
vest.
vest for work.
He was
Because
at
that's-
Walmart.
Because
That was what it
this
was.
little bitch is an assistant manager, so it probably was a vest.
That's what I'm thinking.
Ah.
He probably was wearing a little vest.
Exactly.
And see, we can paint a picture because he works in retail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's a manager, so he
Assistant manager.
Assistant manager.
Don't give him too much credit.
Yeah, assistant manager.
But he's got a good boss. He loves his boss.
Yeah, his boss is the best in the world.
Yeah.
And he works at like a mom and pop retail store, right?
Yep.
So
So they
then
probably
what
dress a
happened?
little nicer, yeah.
I would think so. Yeah.
So you're talking to Uber. You're telling them, dude, that guy's full of crap.
Yeah.
What did Uber do
So,
at that point?
I mean, what I was reiterating to Uber more than anything else is like, I told
You
him, I
had
was
been
like,
waiting for 5 minutes.
well, not
and so
only
you
that,
were hurried. You were trying to just be fast.
I mean, no, I mean, I just gave him my side of the story. That was that, and he.
but did
he
you
was
tell
like,
him you'd been waiting for 5 minutes?
I don't remember.
And you were double parked in 2 handicap slots?
No, I didn't really care. Like, I mean, I just told him my interactions with him. I didn't need to go into the surroundings of it. I just
Yeah, I
said,
don't know.
yeah.
I mean, because that just shows why you were in a hurry. You weren't being mean. You were just in a hurry because you'd been waiting for
Or
5
it
minutes.
I don't
could
know
be the
if-
opposite, Bobby. Me and Bobby McGee could be.
That's true.
So you were having to wait. So
so
you were getting a
super
little
frustrated.
You're
and
getting
pissed off.
frustrated
Okay.
and pissed off.
Yeah, I see.
you
I
know?
see. Okay, I
Yeah.
got you. So you just said, I just
Yeah.
pitched it to him. I,
I mean,
don't know what the hell's wrong with that
That's
guy.
on him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I can't help it if you can't catch something that's thrown to
Oh,
you.
now you're making fun of handicapped people, Brad.
Well, he had arms, so he wasn't
Exactly.
handicapped.
Oh,
Bobby.
yeah, but his reflexes are bad.
How do
That's
you
a
know he was
handicap.
handicapped? He was not
because his
handicapped.
reflexes were bad.
No, that's
You
Because his-
obviously
that's
just
no
said
his
it's
hair
not
wasn't-
my. Yes,
his hair
it
wasn't
is a
brushed
handicap.
that morning. Okay?
Oh my
That's how
gosh,
he was handicapped.
That's it.
He was mentally handicapped.
That's it. You're going to be canceled after this show.
right.
That's
Totally.
all. So anyway,
So, the bigger
Uber goes,
things
yeah,
that-
this guy sounds like an idiot.
Well, what was really getting me is like, in some of the messaging that I was messaging to Uber in the very beginning was like, help me understand this situation because I don't know what's going on. I get no understanding, no clue, no information about even this trip or what's going on. And I'm sitting there telling them I want to resolve this ASAP. I want to
This
get
is your-
back to working.
I mean, in some cases, livelihood.
Well, I mean, yes and no. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
for
it's-
you, but some people, yes.
Yes, and that's what I was kind of trying to reiterate to Uber is like, what I was telling them is one, this system of waiting 3 days to get back to somebody is absolutely ridiculous, and you don't even tell them what the hell happened. You're just sitting there expecting them to wait. You've kicked them off the platform, and there's nothing they can do. There's no
rough.
transparency. There's no
I'm
understanding.
assuming
there's
they're
no
just so big that it takes that long for things to happen.
I get that. But at least give some transparency.
Yeah, some
Give some
transparency.
understanding of what happened. Because if they're sitting here trying to say, if you have video information, what happens? Like, remember how
you
we
don't
talked
have
to
any
Sam?
video information of you over.
I don't.
Because you left your car.
Exactly. But at the same point, because I have a Tesla, yes, I have in-dash cam footage. But what
Which
happens?
wouldn't help you.
What happens if people that are in a serious situation? What happens if their memory card gets full and
Time matters.
they erased it?
Well, and time matters.
If
Who
I don't
knows
have the
situation?
understanding of what's going on or the time or what to expect, how can I save the information or how can I do something to make sure that what evidence I do have can be helped for me?
Yeah.
And that's the issue that I was trying to relay to them is like, give some transparency here. Don't just sit here and say, well, we'll contact you if we need to.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like, I've been Ubering about 1.5 years now. I've got almost 10,000 rides. Never had any sort of issue. And now all
And
of a
one
sudden,
little some kind of thing. You're like,
one little
I
bastard.
mean, why wouldn't you look? 10,000 rides. You would think if you were somebody that would attack somebody that
it
would have happened
a long
much
time
sooner.
ago. Exactly. And what? Not even for the benefit of the doubt.
This
but
is your
just
first
give
and
me-
only ban?
Yeah, never happened before. This is only, and the little fucker actually gave me a 1 star for this. Only my second 1 star.
And a 1 star.
And a
on
1
top.
star. So
After you,
after I did it, so
for a $5 ride.
for a $5 ride.
That's the double tap.
And what
1
was
star on
what was
top.
getting me is what I was telling Uber is people that rely on this as income, they're now losing their money.
Yep.
Uber should institute some sort of policy to reimburse them for the time that they were off because
And put it
this
on the
wasn't their
person that
fault.
did the
That would be
complaint.
nice,
Just
but I don't
paying
know if it'd
somebody's
be happening.
wages.
Dude, all of a
Exactly.
That'd be
sudden,
crazy.
all of a sudden, he's got to pay $100. Actually, it'd be more than $100.
It'd
It would
way
be.
more.
You guys make like 200 a day
it'd
or
be
something.
way
like that?
more. It'd be. way
Nah, I'm
more.
not going to go into details.
We won't go
on
into
what we
details,
made.
but it'd be way more. Yeah.
But that's
Interesting.
the thing that's frustrating to me is
So what happened? So the end result.
so end results, like they looked at my account, they seen that I had never had an issue, so they were completely fine with it. He's like, we'll square it away. It's basically he said she said type of situation. And I said, you know, Park City's kind of small. I know that he's a local up there and he works at this retail shop. I don't ever want to see this little fucker again. How do I make sure that I don't get him as an Uber passenger again? And they said, oh, don't worry, your accounts have already been blocked from each other.
Oh.
I said, okay.
Oh,
Well, that's good to know.
That's cool.
That's
Or
interesting.
interesting.
No, we don't have power to block other
Nope.
writers ourselves.
Oh, that's too bad.
And there's people, I myself was like, I don't ever, like that witch. I was like, I don't ever want to get that person again.
Even though you love her.
You know
guys
what?
are
The
lovely.
spell's wearing off.
Spells wearing off. Okay.
Until next time,
You're starting
Joshy.
to see it.
Maybe.
You're realizing it more and more. Oh my gosh, I was under
Yeah.
a spell.
So, but I wish we had, as writers and writers and drivers, I wish we had an option to like, hey, I don't want to get this person again.
You know
Well,
what
can.
I find?
You can actually call Uber to report them,
Yeah,
but it's a hassle.
still,
That's
it's a
that's the
hassle.
problem.
What I find like Airbnb, you have reviews on both sides.
Yes.
The reviewer can review the person that stays there, and I think that's really good. But you can't do that in Uber, huh?
Yes, we can.
Oh, you can give
Yes.
you give
them-
reviews.
you can
Yes.
give them a review. Yeah, you can give them a rating, just like they can.
Did
rate
you give him a rating?
I did. I gave him a 5-star. I didn't think anything of it.
Oh, so you can't take it back once
Nope.
you do it. So once all the craziness, that's lame.
Well, and the other question I asked him, because he reported this, what I'm assuming was after he got off work, I asked him, I was like, is there any way that he, like, seen that I charged him a returned lost item fee and got pissed off and decided to report it?
Oh
He
yeah.
says, well, we don't know if that's the case or not, but he certainly could have done that.
But he probably did get notified of it.
Oh, yeah, you get
you
notified.
get-
But
notified.
before he
Yep.
did
Yeah.
the
Yep.
incident.
What do you mean?
Before
Before
made the
he
call.
said, yeah, that you threw it at him.
Before he called Uber? Yeah, he got notified that he
Before
was bidding,
that.
Yeah,
he was
he-
getting charged a $20
he
return
would have been
item fee.
notified very early on.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
It's almost instantaneous.
almost instantaneous.
Once I say that I found an item and I had returned it, Uber reaches out to him and says, "You were charged a $20 return
Yeah.
lost item fee. Do you agree with it?" or something like that. I don't know. I haven't been on that side, but that's what I'm assuming.
Yep.
Well, what'd you learn from this, Brad?
Oh, so much. More than anything else, it reaffirms that I fucking hate people. People are assholes.
Not everybody. Just
You know,
some
it
people.
only takes the actions of a few to ruin it for everybody.
So you lump all human race into it because of those few people?
It's definitely got me questioning a lot of the people I pick up now.
Oh, that's sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
I think, and you know, on the show now, we're starting to want to talk about kind of concepts and ideas.
Absolutely.
And this kind of brings up the whole point of, you know, should you just relax a little, not take things too personal, and think
Have some
about
thicker
other
skin.
people's,
Yeah.
yes, have some thicker
fucking
skin. And, you know, this could be that person's livelihood.
Yeah.
And you're
They could
taking
have
away
kids.
from their family. Yeah, I mean, is it really worth it because you felt a little slighted at getting hit in the face with your sweater?
3 days you weren't able to work, right, Brad?
Right.
And those were money making days.
Oh,
by the way.
those
were
are great
were the
days that I missed.
Good days. Oh yeah. I know Brad was feeling it because
I was absolutely livid.
So, but you think about that. Brad's got little kids. 3 days, the guy can't work.
He doesn't, but
Can't-
if
No, I
he did,
know.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You think like Brad's got little kids. 3 days he can't make no money. Like now the kids are suffering.
And is that just because your ego was hurt a little bit? Or, I mean, let's think about this for a minute.
I mean,
in
honestly,
life,
like-
we get revenge. We want revenge when somebody treats us wrong, or we feel like we've been treated wrong.
We're in the
can
cancel
we?
culture.
Yeah,
that's what
we
we're
totally
in.
are.
We're in the.
Oh, I have the
Let's get
power
him
to
canceled.
screw this
Yep.
person.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Let me call Uber.
Instead of
Let's say
thinking
he
about it for
assaulted
2
me.
seconds, is it really that big of a deal? Can't you just get over it?
Yeah, I mean,
It's just because he's an a-hole.
I mean, in full transparency, like, I was gonna say something to him when it hit him in the face, but I was like, no, fuck this dude. He's already wasted my time. I'm done.
Oh, you were gonna say, "Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
man."
But I was like,
So,
that's his
so,
dumbass fault.
so
Well,
you
a quick
were
sorry
a
man
little
could
bit.
have
Coulda really
mitigated
saved
some
me.
of this.
Yeah,
Honestly, it
I mean,
could've.
so we got to put a little bit of it on you, Brad.
Oh, absolutely.
A little bit.
I take fault for the things that I can control, but at the same
How
point,
hard you threw it?
I didn't throw it that hard.
Well, that you could have just given it to him while he was walking up to you.
I wanted to get the hell out of there as quick as I could.
You could just mold it like a bowling ball.
You matter. Because you matter
then,
more.
Then he would say that I
damaged his property.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because you
Stuffed
matter
it,
more
dirtied it.
than that poor little man
Right.
did. Come on, Brad.
Well, no. I mean, what I see is Brad tossed it to the guy. The guy's a fucking
He's
lame
done.
duck, so he can't catch and he can't do anything else,
Okay,
right?
making fun of handicap
so he
people
doesn't.
again.
So he doesn't get it. All right, and it because he's a little man, it hits him in the face. And Brad's taller, so yeah, I get that when you toss, because you don't toss down, you toss fucking up, especially with an underhand.
Okay.
So I get
Well,
it. Why
now
hit
I
him,
know.
But
Toss up.
he might not have the best eyesight either, because he's obviously got
Coke
the
bottle
fucking
glasses
on. But he's, what it sounds like to me is a little douchebag who's probably
Chip on his shoulder.
a little chip
totally.
on his shoulder, and he's
And you didn't
shitty
treat him with
'cause he's having a
super,
bad
super
day.
respect.
And in the initial ride I did, I was very cordial to him. I was very understanding.
Until he wasted your time.
Well, of course. I mean, that's time is money in Uber.
I don't see Brad treating the guy bad at any point. He brought the dude his fucking sweater back. He did
You
charge
waited
him.
for 5 minutes.
I could have
did
said
wait.
no, or I could have
Yeah,
said I'll
he could've
return
said
it when
no.
I can.
You know what I do?
Oh,
When
because you can't do that?
Yeah.
People, hey, I left my blah, blah, blah. The people have left their fucking wallets and cell phones in my car. I'm like, oh, sorry. This will be a tomorrow thing. That's what I tell people. I'm like, this will be tomorrow or, when I can. And they're like, oh, you could just come by. I'm like, yeah, I'm miles and miles and miles away from you. I'm not, tomorrow we'll set up a time you can meet me and pick it up. And I have people fucking pick their shit up for me. I don't drive to them. Sorry, Brad, but I ain't no bitch.
Okay.
So people,
Well, it
will
just
drive
got a
down
little
to
bit
where
more
I
real.
am.
Now I see how it really works. Wow.
I have people drive down to me and wherever I'm at, and then they pick.
And
their
Uber
shit up.
gets that. They hey, if somebody leaves crap in your car, it's on them.
Why is it on me?
So
Why do
You
I
were
go-
being nice, actually.
Yeah.
So
and
you're gonna
you got
let
screwed.
the guy
That's
who
what I'm
took an
saying.
Uber who doesn't have a car come to you to get his shit and take another Uber to get there and
Most of
another
the
Uber
people
back.
I'm picking up at night are drunks. They're drunk, and that's why. Because I'm picking them
Fair
up
enough.
from bars. That's why they're Ubering. It's not because they don't own cars.
Well, for what it's worth, this
If
little
somebody-
fucker didn't own a car. He probably couldn't drive.
If somebody said to me, "I don't own a car," then I'd say, "Okay." I said, "We'll work out a time where I can meet you. We'll schedule a time." But
Yeah.
I'm not
So,
gonna just.
okay.
I mean,
I'm not
had
gonna
I had a
jump,
ride
know.
beforehand, I probably would have never have even have given it back to him.
But
that
because
moment.
you had,
But because
you
I
weren't
was
that
still-
far away.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll just take care of this, so I don't have to worry about it
exactly.
anymore.
Let's
And
knock it
then-
out of the.
And so you were a little frustrated, and you're just, I got to get the crap out. You weren't
No,
even.
I wasn't even frustrated.
You're
I
just
was
like,
all
dude,
right,
I'm
I'll
just
just
getting
look
out of
around.
here.
I'm done.
throwing
I
it.
gotta go. I give
I
you
mean,
your shit. I'm
if
done.
we were buddies, you would have
Yeah.
done it, and I would have said, "Hey,
Yeah.
you jerk ass, you hit me in the
Exactly.
face or whatever." But we would have thought nothing of it.
Exactly.
That's why I say Brad's not trying to go out of his way to be mean or anything to the guy. And the guy, he's just like I say, he's a lame
He's a little
duck. He just
bitch.
he can't catch. He probably can't see that well. Whatever.
You
know?
can't
So that's
see.
that's
he's
my
short.
fault because I didn't realize that
And
he couldn't see.
Brad tossed it to him. He did. I
See.
do believe Brad gave him an underhand. I don't see Brad like fuck you and
Right.
I don't see Brad doing that. And it's in the morning. It's like
Exactly. Well,
Again,
it's an afternoon, but
I
yeah.
didn't,
or
he didn't have the
afternoon, okay.
strength for that kind of push.
It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
so yeah, exactly. So
So what's the takeaway here? What do you
have
guys
thicker
think?
have thicker skin. Stop
Absolutely.
trying to fucking stop getting so upset over the smallest slights against you. And then also take a fucking second and think about before you take someone's ability to make money away from them. Think about who they have that's dependent on them. A wife, kids, a husband, fucking maybe they have family that's sick, that they're taking care of. Like, who do they have relying on them before you take away their fucking ability to earn money? It's one thing if you're in a social situation and you're just shitty at the person, like it's just a social thing. It's a whole nother thing to take a man or a woman's ability to make money away from them. And I think that we need to maybe think a little more before we actually go and do that. I do myself personally, like I shared that story with you. I think to myself before I go and do something like that, just because I realized that.
Think of the
man's
ramifications.
When you
making
say
money.
shared that story, that's the story we were talking about before we were doing the episode.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
the guy in the
you maybe should
supermarket.
tell us. Just, I mean, people are listening. I hate it when I'm listening to something. Somebody goes,
That's
when we were
fair.
talking about that thing, and I'm
Right.
like, I didn't hear
Yeah.
anything about talking about that
okay,
thing.
Okay. Yeah, fine. That's fair. Okay. So old Joshy boy was in the supermarket buying his groceries, his food, whatever.
And the reason you're telling this is because we were connecting with this situation.
It's directly connected.
Yeah.
And you
to
were
this
saying,
story.
you know what? I could have been an asshole.
It's the same fucking thing. Exactly. I could have been an asshole. I could have gone to these higher degrees. In a supermarket, and I'm going to the checkout line. It's one of those, what do you call them? Like mechanical ones where you scan your own shit and pay with a card.
The self-pay.
It's a self-pay, yeah. So there's nobody there. These machines are shitty. I've always had issues with them. They're notoriously bad. Like,
you sure it's the machines?
the machines are shitty.
I'm thinking it's human error.
You can set. Well, usually I say it's whoever the common denominator is. If you're always having this issue, it's probably you. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Josh angry. Oh, I want a candy bar. So, but I put some fucking tomatoes on the thing, and it just won't scan
Tomatoes,
them.
huh?
Yeah, it won't scan them. And no Twinkies.
Do you
Brad's
not?
ass. I'm just kidding.
Do you not see that like search by picture feature on there?
No, of course I do, but it's got to scan the weight of them, and so it scans them. It scans the weight.
That's where it's finicky.
And then I put them in the bag, but it says, "Oh, you have to put the item,
back on the scale."
Yeah, no, you have to put the item
in the bag.
in
Even
the
though
shopping
you
bag.
already
I
did.
already did. Yeah, it's already in there, so it's not reading it, and it's promoting an error code, which makes the little red light above your head start beeping.
Oh yeah.
And so I look around. Okay, where's the person that comes and helps? Whatever. And so I see the guy. It's like a 70-plus-year-old, very heavy set white guy. And I was like, all right, cool. I don't care, whatever. So I go over there and I say, hey, I'm having, and he's looking down at like a computer himself. I say, hey, excuse me, sir. I said, there's an issue over there. Whenever you get a second, can I get some assistance? And then I go back. And he doesn't look at me, he doesn't nothing, and I was like, whatever. Maybe he's just old, he's rude, maybe he's just salty, old salty guy. I don't know.
Salty.
So I was like, whatever, but I know he heard me because I'm like, I'm literally right beside him, like I'm standing directly beside him.
Did he really though?
I'm standing directly beside him. I mean, I can't.
Did he have
Were his hearing
Did he
aids
have
turned
hearing
on?
aids
He did not have hearing aids that I saw.
that you could see?
I did not.
Maybe
see
he
any
forgot
hearing
him that
aids.
day.
Yeah.
But I'm
he was-
standing fucking in front of him, so regardless,
And the other key-
he's going out of his way not to look at me.
Well,
unless
and
he's-
the other, you
he
said he
can't
was
hear,
helping.
and he's blind. I don't fucking
Maybe.
know. If
What-
he is, then why the fuck's he working on a computer?
ADA.
But
Why
you
is he
said
there,
you
you
said
know?
he was helping other people though too.
I didn't say that. You're getting
Oh,
ahead because
oh.
you spilled the beans, Bobby, and that's why
Damn
we
it,
don't
Bobby.
tell
No,
stories.
but you're
No,
saying
I said he was staring at a computer.
Okay.
That's when I first went up to him. He was just at a computer. He's not helping nobody. He's just I don't know if he was sitting or standing, but he's looking at a computer and he's doing.
and you walk
something.
away after telling.
And I go up to him. I'm like standing
But he never looks up.
12 o'clock in front of him, and I'm like literally this. If you can see on camera,
But
this
maybe
fucking
he's
far away.
deaf in only one ear, and you happen to
But
be in the wrong.
was he
ear.
fucking blind in that one eye too to see me?
Maybe.
Like, he's ignoring.
Maybe he
me.
got attacked by a
Anyways,
tiger. You don't
I
know.
don't, yeah, whatever. So I go back, and I'm standing there, and I'm waiting, and probably like 3-4 minutes pass. I'm looking, and he's just, there, and I'm like, fuck, just waiting. And there's other people to the right of me, and like, once you believe, like, there's fucking like,
And
two
still, there's a
people-
little red light
there's
above
still
your
a red
thing.
light above my head. This person, all the way at the end, their red light goes off. The person directly beside me, their red light goes off. So I'm like, well, look at those fucking people. It's like, dude, you gotta help us. Do something, And so he gets up, he goes over, he helps the guy all the way to the right, and that guy's good. Helps the guy directly beside me, that guy's good. Turns around and just walks off. It doesn't help me at all. And so I'm like, well, what the fuck? First of all, I came up to you. Secondly, like I'm literally, the guy's right beside me that he just helped. Like, I'm literally standing, like it's literally the one right beside me. So I was like, what the fuck? And so I'm looking at him, and he just sits back down, goes to his computer. And so now I've got two options. I can go over and be like, hey, motherfucker, get the fuck up and help me. I could do that because I've done that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not necessarily the guy you necessarily
And I'm the
bullshit and
impatient
fuck
one.
around with. I'm not impatient. I waited there 5 minutes. And I was
And
cordial
he held
and
people's
respectful.
lights that came on after your light came on.
Exactly.
Maybe he knew what you were gonna do
They
with the
fucking came
Twinkies.
in afterwards. Like I was already there when they came and their shit went
This
off.
feels like
So-
15 minutes
So
has gone by.
no,
Right.
a long time had passed. It'd been clearly in my mind.
It had clearly
somewhere
been
this-
like 45 seconds.
Right.
no.
47,
at that point,
damn it.
it probably probably going around like 7-8 minutes. You know,
in
I'm
Walmart
standing
time,
there.
that is crazy.
Well,
or
this
whatever.
isn't-
I know
this
it wasn't
isn't
Walmart, but
yeah,
it was like it might as well have been.
yeah, it's a grocery store. It's a big grocery store. Anyway, so and I'm standing there. I look at him and I'm thinking, okay, I've got a couple options. Well, I can go. I'm like, hey, get the fuck up, asshole. You know, and come help me. I could do that. I'm probably not going to. I'm not that usually confrontational unless it's something that's really like, you know, that requires it. But I look at him and I'm like, you fucking dick. And I was like, all right, I don't give a shit. I grabbed my groceries, everything had already scanned. I literally put it back into the cart with the bags, with the grocery bags, because I put them in there. And I walk down and I go to an aisle with an actual person, you know, and then I go and get all my shit scanned through and, you know, and go on my way. And as I was walking out, you know, I'm looking at him, you know, again, you know, still ignoring me because I got to walk his direction. And I'm still looking at the guy, you know, and he's getting up, he's going, he's helping people. And I was like, what the fuck's his deal? You know, so I go out, go to my car and get on with my day. But I was thinking to myself, you know, should I call in? Should I report this dude? Like, hey, you know, this guy, you know, clearly he was ignoring me, or, you know, maybe it was something else. Like you'd mentioned racism, could have been racism. I don't know. You know, I would say the people that were beside me, not that I was overly paying attention, but they were white people, you know, I don't, could have been racism. I don't know. You know, it's like your mind can speculate, but I'm not so fucking shallow that I'm like, oh, you know, boo-hoo, you know, and plus also, you know, I'm pretty busy and I got tons of things to do throughout the day. So I'm like, you know, it
wasn't worth your time to complain about it.
It's not worth my time, but I'm like, you know,
it is only on here.
There are dickheads, you know, that exist in the world. You know, that throw fucking sweaters at you, that hit you in the face and knock your glasses off, and like a Rocky scene, you're like, ooh, and all the spit flies, you know, whatever. That does happen. Straight. But, you know, for me, it's like, you know, I let things go. I let things, because if you just get so bitter, angry, and like, I hate stop fucking yelling, Brad. I hate the fucking world. You know, if you become one of those people, oh, he's racist because he's white, you know. I'm fucking half white, you know. I'm half German, you know. So it's like, I'm sure you guys can see my German side.
Sure can.
I'm very, actually, if you look at my beard, there's a lot of blonde actually that I try to pluck out and hide.
Just as long as you're not doing this, we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm too brown for that. Anyways, but no, you know, so no, I mean, I let it go. And unlike this guy,
and for your life, and here's the big thing, for your life is much better for forgetting about it.
Oh, absolutely.
And moving forward, you know, holding on to that stuff, trying to get revenge, all of those things, none of that assists you in your life being better.
But, you know, at the same time, I'm not a little bitch. And like little bitches, when you barely offend them, they're going to cry to whoever they can, you know, to try and get attention, you know.
Do you think it's because they got trophies as a kid growing up?
Jesus.
That they didn't deserve?
Yeah.
You mean like those like
participation
trophies? I don't know. I don't fucking know, Brad. Maybe, you know, but for me, I'm not a little bitch. I'm not going to go cry and complain and whine
and you just move on with your life.
Just move on with my life.
Because that matters to be.
Weren't you just bitching about something to me yesterday? No.
I don't know. But no, I mean, if it's something directly confrontational, like I said, like, okay, hey, you know, I'll get in the trenches. You know, you want to go to
you'll stand up for yourself for sure if you're being. But this wasn't you being taken advantage of as much just person being an a-hole.
Just this person's an asshole.
And you're like, you know what? That's a waste of my time. I'm not going to fix that person. I'm not, you know, I could get somebody to fire the guy or whatever. None of that will help that person because they're not going to change.
Well, it's not about even helping them. You know, sometimes like I look at things like, you know, do this so that they don't do it to others. You know, that kind of thing too. Right. Like there can sometimes.
I mean, there's times.
But I, you know, that's a scale. I weigh it. You know, like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? In his case, I was like, I just don't fucking care. Yeah. He's old. He's like 70 plus. You know, he's probably shitty. He's probably like tired. You know,
grumpy old man.
Is he crusty?
Grumpy old man.
I'm sure he's crusty. You know, I'm sure we could use that. But
this has been fascinating. This has been interesting. I think the takeaway here is get thicker skin. Don't dwell on stuff. Don't be a little bee. That kind of stuff. What you got? Any last words, Brad?
No, I mean, you just summed it up right there. Have thicker skin and don't be a little bitch.
My last thing for anyone listening: have you had a situation where someone was a little bitch? You know, if so,
have you had an Uber driver be a little bitch?
Have you had an Uber driver?
I would love to hear that. I would love to.
So how would they call in, guys? I don't think we said it for this episode.
We haven't.
How would they call in?
Well, they'd call our number.
Give us a call. Give us a text at 801-999-8098.
Hey, look at that. He didn't fumble
801-999-8098.
Yeah, or you can email us if you don't want to call in too.
ubertalespodcast@gmail.com.
You got it.
Yeah, and tell us your experiences, guys. What's happened to you? Or
We'd love to hear from you.
Are you a little bitch that's listening?
Tell us about that. We'd love to hear about how you are. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah,
all right.
Do
well,
you wear bottle cap glasses and wear a fucking...
I'd love to hear his side of the
vest.
story. Man, he did. He rolled it up. He threw it as hard as he possibly could. He knocked my glasses on the ground, and I even tripped and fell.
Fucking Bobby, why are you getting me deplatformed?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I'm going to bring back Timmy. All right. All right. It's been a fun show. How do we do that? Oh yeah.
I don't know. That's your
all right. We'll see you next time for Uber Tales. Don't shoot the driver.
Unless he assaults you with the sweater.
Put down the sweater! Put down the sweater!
I was waiting for you to bring that up, Bobby.
Both hands up! Both hands up!
What happened? He had a sweater in his hand, sir. I had to kill him.
I thought he was going to attack me.